Hello and welcome to a new video with me, Martin. This is ELT Experiences, and today we're going to be looking at 6 websites that I discovered after teaching EAP. These websites you can use for either your students' self-study or for you to develop and plan material for your lessons. Before we get started, I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. I'm now over 6,100 subscribers, which is great. So thank you ever so much. Let's get started. The first website that I'd like to recommend is the Uefap website. It's used in English for academic purposes. I discovered this website initially when I was given a task for a pre-sessional interview. I had to come up with a plan for teaching EAP based on students' writing, and the only website that I discovered was the Uefap website. It's a really useful website, and it will give you that great introduction into teaching EAP. If we have a look at the website itself, it's broken down into headings. So here we've got accuracy, grammar in EAP, listening, materials, preparing, reading, speaking, etc. If we have a look at grammar in EAP, we've got an introduction, we've got nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, etc. If we click on nouns, then we've got a variety of different focus areas within nouns. So one thing that you could look at is nominal groups, or one thing that I first discovered when I was first teaching EAP was nominalization. It's a mouthful, but basically it's noun phrases used within EAP. As ever, fantastic website. Definitely recommend for those that are unfamiliar with EAP grammar. It will actually help speed up that process of learning about grammar for EAP. The second website that I would recommend, and one that I discovered during a pre-sessional course, was the academic keyword list. And this list here contains 930 potential keywords for academic writing. The keyword list is broken down into either nouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, and they're in alphabetical order. So you start with ability for noun to world, which is at the final part of that list. With verbs, you've got accept, account for, achieve, etc., etc. Now, one way you could use this website is to get students to learn particular phrases, and you could do gap fill exercises based on either nouns, verbs, adverbs, etc. It's a really useful website to get you accustomed to more academic vocabulary or phrases. The next website that I would recommend, the third website, is the academic word list. Now, I was first introduced to this when I had some interest in corpus studies, and this was derived by an MA thesis by Avril Coxhead, or Professor Avril Coxhead now, and she created a list of words, and you have the keyword at the top and a breakdown of all the words down below. Let's have a look at the academic sublist families, and if we go to the first family, we got analyze at the top here, and then all below we have all the word families related to this word analyze. So we've got analytical, we've got analysts, analyzing, so a variety of words that evolve based on its use. And you could get students to hunt for particular words on this keyword list and to create their own corpus or their own vocabulary library based on the headings of words. Very useful, a lot of potential with regards to using academic words and learning more about word families and vocabulary. The next website number 4 that I would recommend, is the Academic English UK website. This one I was introduced to, about a month ago. I wasn't really aware of it back then, but then you've got a lot of resources available for teachers and learners, especially now that a lot of classes are undertaken within an online or remote environment. Okay, so here we have vocabulary, an academic style 1. And if we have a look at academic style 1, there's a video for students to watch or for teachers to watch. And you've also got a breakdown of what could be suitable and what couldn't be suitable with regards to academic vocabulary or academic style writing. And the author grades it into no idiomatic colloquial language, but yes to formal linkers and academic vocabulary, etc., etc. So there's some nice ideas included on this website, and you could get students hunting around on the website for potential ideas, or trying to come up or trying to discover for themselves appropriate language. This is only vocabulary itself. Now, if you dive deeper into this website, there are materials available for lessons, but this is for members or paid, for a paid service. And obviously the best things are those that are free. For those that are willing and those with limited experience with regards to teaching EAP, I would recommend maybe getting a few lessons and downloading some material so that you become accustomed to what is expected within an EAP lesson. Okay, right, so this now is website number 5, and this was the second website that I came across when I was doing my pre-sessional interview task, and I found this website was very useful for me to focus in on particular language and particular grammar, and for me to learn a bit more about EAP grammar, because it's very different to general English grammar. So here you can see general language functions, being cautious, being critical, and various other things on this website. There's also a PDF version of this phrase bank. So if we have a look at being cautious, you can see a variety of phrases or sentences that you could use just below. If you're being cautious when explaining results, you can then have a look here, and you can see that there's also some phrases or recommended suggestions for phrases as well. The great thing is that this is all accessible via PDF, it's all free, and students can start to become a bit more aware, and you could be guiding the students towards what's more suitable for academic language. Okay, now the final website that I would recommend with regards to EAP students or EAP teachers is this website called EAP Foundation. I use this quite often within my input sessions with my students before, especially in my first year of teaching EAP. And there's a lot of material available and recommendations for students to be guided through, particularly when it comes down to speaking. And if we click on speaking, we've got either presentation skills, we've got discussion skills, exam skills, and that sort of thing. And it's really useful. So you can find out a bit more about structure in your presentation. Gives you some audio to listen to, or for students to listen to as well, which is great. And it gives that guidance that students need. And again, much like the previous websites that were recommended, you can get students to go on a sort of web quest or a web hunt, and they can try and discover what's most suitable, especially when it comes down to presentation skills on this website. Okay, so that's it for me today. Thank you ever so much. Please feel free to share the particular EAP websites that you enjoy using with your day-to-day EAP classes. It would be great to see what you would recommend, and also how you use those websites as well. That would be fantastic. As ever, thank you ever so much for your support. Please feel free to support this channel by sharing that like, also subscribing if you haven't already, and also a huge thanks to everyone who has shown their support as well in the previous few weeks. I did have a post up about assessing whether there should be a membership section for the YouTube channel, but I'm not going to go through with that, because based on the results from that initial poll, that survey, not so many people were that keen on a membership sort of function. But maybe we can reassess in the future, or maybe we can just disregard that whatsoever. As ever, take care, stay safe, and see you soon. Bye bye.